Welcome back to the theater of human complexity, welcome back to whatever you need. We gather here not to consume gossip, but to understand the intricate machinery of human emotion that drives the headlines. If you are new to our community, this is where we peel back the glossy layers of stardom to reveal the raw, often messy truth beneath. Do not remain a passive observer. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to join the conversation, and for those who wish to be the true patrons of this in-depth analysis, I invite you to click that Join Cattle button. Your support is the fuel for our rigorous storytelling. Today we are dissecting a narrative so dramatic, so layered with intention and reaction, that the entertainment world considers the word surprise an insult to its complexity. We are looking at the recent seismic shifts surrounding Kerem Bürsin. This is not a simple tale of a new romance. It is a labyrinthine story of a long-term love possibly rekindled, fueled by the bitter resentment of rejection, a supposed emotional vendetta, and a social media powerhouse, Selin Yagsioglu, who finds herself unwittingly at the epicenter of a strategic storm. The protagonist is Kerem, a man known for his impulsive heart. But the shadow director of this entire drama is none other than Hande Erçel. Because if reports are to be believed, Kerem's sudden, very public reunion with Selin is not a fresh start, but the calculated culmination of a failed comeback plan. Today we enter the labyrinth. To understand the present explosion, we must first understand the quiet ignition. The genesis of this entire saga did not begin under the flash of paparazzi cameras. It began in the introspective silence of Kerem Bürsin's life away from the set. During a period dedicated to self-improvement, sports, meditation, and inner journey, a singular thought began to crystallize in Kerem's mind. Word began to circulate within his tight-knit inner circle that he believed some doors don't close. Friends whispered that this was not an abstract philosophy, but a specific intention directed at one person, Hande Erçel. Even after their highly publicized breakup, their relationship was maintained under a strict motto of a circle of respect. No harsh words were exchanged, no bridges were publicly burned. Perhaps this very civility planted the seed in Kerem's mind. After enough time had passed, the question mutated from what went wrong to a more dangerous, why don't we try again? Reportedly, Kerem began a campaign of discreet reconnaissance. Through mutual friends, he sent out delicate feelers. He wanted to know the landscape of Hande's heart. Was it full? Was it empty? Was there someone new? More importantly, he was trying to gauge the climate. How would she react to the idea of a reconciliation? He was building a bridge in his mind, stone by careful stone. I want to pause here and ask you, the jury of this channel, do you believe that great loves deserve a second act, or are some chapters best left closed forever? Pause the video and write your thoughts on rekindled romance in the comments below. And if you appreciate this level of detailed analysis, please hit the like button to help us reach more thoughtful viewers. The turning point in this narrative, the moment the script flipped from a romantic comedy to a psychological drama, was Hande Erçel's response. It was not the warm welcome Kerem had likely choreographed in his imagination. It was a wall of ice constructed with absolute politeness. Supposedly, Hande was genuinely surprised to hear Kerem hint at a reunion. But her surprise did not translate into hesitation. Her reply was firm, unambiguous, and devastatingly final. I don't want to go back. According to her inner circle, this was not delivered with anger or malice. Hande is a woman of boundaries. She acknowledged the fond memories of their shared past, but she made it clear that she inhabits a different present. She has moved on. For Kerem, this was not just a rejection, it was a shattering of his constructed reality. He believed the story had a second chance. He thought the door was ajar, waiting for a gentle push. When the response indicated that the door was not only closed but bolted shut, something fundamental fractured in Kerem's world. And it was precisely from this fracture that a new character was introduced to the stage. Enter Selin Yagsioglu. Her name became a trending topic one morning, not through a slow build-up of rumors, but with the explosive force of a visual statement. A black and white photo filled the pages of a magazine, showing her and Kerem laughing, exuding an air of relaxed, natural intimacy. The internet, predictably, exploded with surface-level questions. Has Kerem found a new love? When did this start? Is he the fastest man in showbiz to recover from Hande? But beneath the noise, a darker, more cynical theory began to take root among tabloid veterans. The claim spread like wildfire. Selin's inclusion in Kerem's life was not the start of a love story, but the launch of a message directed squarely at Hande. This was not romance, it was retaliation. Did Kerem make this decision to suit the burning disappointment of rejection? Many in the industry answer with a resounding yes. The speed and suddenness of it all raised red flags even among Kerem's closest friends, many of whom were reportedly unaware of this burgeoning intimacy until it hit the press. Kerem is known to be transparent about his feelings when someone new enters his life. This time, the transparency was missing. It happened quickly, abruptly, and very publicly. This speed has led to the inevitable conclusion: it's not about emotion, it's about reaction. One particularly telling statement circulating behind the scenes sums up the theory. Kerem was very upset by Hande's coldness. He felt useless. His appearance with Selin was simply a message of "I'll do it later." The presentation of the relationship supports this. The photos felt less like they were caught by paparazzi and more like they were displayed for an audience of one. This brings us to the critical question of agency. Was Selin Yagsioglu a willing participant in this strategic game? Selin is a prominent figure, a woman who has solidified her own career in the competitive influencer world. Being seen with Kerem undoubtedly impacts her profile. However, rumors suggest that she initially didn't realize she was being cast in a revenge love narrative. Kerem's emotional volatility and momentary bravado may have unconsciously swept her up. Sources indicate that Selin was disturbed by the escalating narrative that painted her as merely the woman who replaced Hande or the target of Kerem's retaliation. She refused to be a prop in someone else's drama, leading her team to keep a low profile regarding this ambitious narrative. And what of Kerem's heart? Can he truly have forgotten Hande so quickly? Their relationship was passionate, sensational, and etched into the memories of millions. The amicable parting and mutual respect suggested to many that the book was never truly closed. Therefore, Kerem's desire to get closer didn't surprise anyone. What surprised everyone was Hande's absolute clarity and the subsequent emotional fallout for Kerem. The tabloid consensus is clear. Kerem Bürsin is trying to hide his heartbreak. He is likely torn between the desire to move on and the inability to let go of the story he thought was destined to continue. Amidst this emotional storm, Hande Erçel remains the eye of the hurricane, calm, centered, and seemingly unaffected. Anyone who knows Hande knows that her exterior calm is a true reflection of her interior state. Those around her were surprised by Kerem's maneuvers, but they didn't mind. Why? Because Hande has forged her own path. She is focused on her career, her projects, her family life, and her own peace of mind. Yet, one detail did not escape notice. The day after the news broke of Kerem and Selin's public debut, Hande's social media posts were described as cold, distant, but marked with a slight, enigmatic smile. It was interpreted by many as a silent message: "I've followed my own path. Everyone is responsible for their own decisions." Where is this relationship headed? The answer is unclear to everyone, perhaps even to Kerem and Selin themselves. Some see it as a temporary balm for an emotional wound. Others believe Selin's strength could be exactly what Kerem needs. But everyone agrees on one thing: the foundation of this relationship is not rooted in organic emotion, but in emotional reaction. And relationships born of reaction tend to either burn out instantly or forge something unexpectedly durable in the fire. Kerem Bürsin is at a crossroads. On one side, the shadow of a love he thought he could reclaim. On the other, a new, modern possibility. And in the middle, a man who doesn't know where to place his heart. This story will continue to be talked about. More accusations will be made. But one thing is certain: the saga of Kerem's attempt to win back Hande, her rejection, and the subsequent retaliation involving Selin is shaping up to be one of the defining love stories, or tragedies, of the 2025 entertainment world. A storm is brewing in Kerem's heart. And this story won't end until that storm passes. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive on whatever you need. If you enjoyed this analysis, please share this video and consider clicking the join button to support our work. Until next time, keep watching the shadows, because that's where the real story always lies. Goodbye.